To one of the biggest stories of the week now, the death of Fidel Castro. The former Cuban leader's ashes are on a 4-day journey across the country to their final resting place. The Caravan of Freedom left Havana on Wednesday and will make symbolic stops along a 950-kilometer route. It will end in the eastern city of Santiago over the weekend. Our reporter Sean Callebs has more details.
Yet another somber, sad day here in Havana. Today, the last day that Fidel Castro's remains were in the capital city. Early in the morning, before dawn, the caravan began making its way from the Plaza of the Revolution, where for the last several days, not only people of Cuba, but world leaders had been memorializing Fidel Castro, everything that he stood for, his very fiery passion that he brought to this country, overthrowing the U.S.-backed dictatorship of Batista, and standing toe-to-toe against the United States just about 140 kilometers to the north for more than a generation. But as the Caravan of Freedom, or the Caravan of Liberty, as it's called, began making its way out of this capital city today, the streets were virtually lined. People shoulder to shoulder as the caravan made its way out. A lot of people sad, a lot of people somber, fondly remembering the Cuban leader.
You're sad, but there's no urge to cry out. It's not a sadness of heartbreaking weeping. It's a deep sadness, a pain that goes inside you.
We are not saying goodbye. We have him here. He will never leave our side, always firm and handling the baton to Raul so that everything turns out well.
This caravan is actually going to wind its way all the way to the far eastern part of the country, some 800 kilometers to Santiago de Cuba, which is really a town that's called the City of Heroes here in Cuba. Fidel Castro will be laid to rest in the same cemetery where Jose Marti is also laid to rest. He is the person who brought liberty, freedom to Cuba more than 100 years ago. Castro's remains, as they make their way across the country, small towns, small communities, people pouring out in huge numbers, waiting hours to get simply a glimpse of the small coffin that is draped with the Cuban flag as it makes its way through. This is a moment in history. Fidel Castro has meant so much to this community for so long. It's something they want to tell their friends, their neighbors, and certainly the next generation what it was like the day that Fidel Castro not only passed away, but his remains were driven to the eastern part of the country, to Santiago de Cuba. In Havana, Sean Callebs, CCTV.